For the last couple of years, the Denver Nuggets have been looked at as a team that could be a possible contender, mostly due to the fact that they have the two-time MVP in NIKOLA JOKIC. But unfortunately, the injury bug has completely knocked them out of championship talks in back-to-back years. First in the 2020-21 season, where Jamal Murray was absolutely hooping and having a career year, but in a game against the Warriors, he had suffered a torn ACL and was ruled out for the rest of the season. And although MPJ was able to show that he could be one of the best scorers in the NBA, it wasn't enough to make it past the second round as they got swept by the Suns. And in that Phoenix Suns series, Michael Porter Jr. had re-aggravated that herniated disc in his back, and that same injury led into the following season, sidelining MPJ for the rest of that year. But now both MPJ and Jamal Murray has had the time to fully get healthy and return back to the court. And with Jokic playing the best basketball of his career, let me be the first to tell you that it's time to get their get back. The Denver Nuggets are the most dangerous team in the NBA. But before we get into that, welcome back to another video here with NBA Addict TV, where we provide the latest NBA content on the tube. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Now let's get straight to the video. Now I know what you're thinking, yo NBA, you just said that the Sixers were your favorite to win the NBA championship next season, and now the Cavs? What you talking about? Yeah, you're right, you got me. But by most dangerous, I mean for a team that many people are overlooking and really aren't paying attention to. I think they have the ability to really shake things up in the Western Conference and be the biggest threat to the Golden State Warriors. Jokic is one of the rare players that were able to acquire back-to-back MVPs, and every one of those players were able to win an NBA championship except Steve Nash. But I think it is time for the Nuggets to get over that hump. Am I bugging? But I don't even think the Clippers have the firepower to match up with the Nuggets if it comes down to it in the playoffs. Yes, I think that highly of this Denver Nuggets squad. Now, besides the Nuggets' two young stars returning in Jamal Murray and MPJ, the new GM Calvin Booth got them right by trading away Will Barton for KCP and Ish Smith. Now, I love this move. I'm not saying Will Barton is trash by any means, but KCP complements Jokic's game way better. Now, I know if you look at their numbers, their stats are virtually the same, but KCP is a hell of a better defender and shot 38% or better from three the last 3 seasons, and shot 42% on catch and shoot threes last year. So you know them dimes from Jokic next season is going to be automatic. He might have been one of the most underrated offseason pickups. I personally think that he was the third best player on that Lakers championship team and a big part of their success in the playoffs. KCP is one of the best role players in the league alongside Pat Connaughton and Dorian Finney-Smith. Now they also signed Bruce Brown, who I like, just not on the Brooklyn Nets, although he took a leap in his 3-point percentage from being a 28% shooter to being a 40% shooter from behind the arc, but that also was on 1 attempt per game. So who knows if he will bring that jumper to Denver, but that 3-point shot isn't what makes Bruce Brown special. He provides energy and effort on both ends of the floor. He is a tenacious defender despite being only a 6'4" forward. He is the type of guy that you want on your team, someone that leaves it all on the floor every night. He reminds me a bit of PJ Tucker. He is the type of guy that you can stick on the opposing team's best player, and I think the Denver Nuggets were missing that. And their other offseason pickups in DeAndre Jordan and Ish Smith probably won't see a lot of time, but could be effective in limited minutes. Now when it comes to Aaron Gordon, we pretty much know what we will get from him. No disrespect, but he's been the same player his entire career. An incredibly athletic forward that's a decent defender, has the ability to stretch the floor, but never really been a good 3-point shooter. Now my favorite player on this Nuggets roster who I expect to take a leap in his game is Bones Highland. Highland is a 6'4" shooting guard with a quick trigger and infinite range from 3. He is one of these young bulls that has been heavily influenced by the GOAT himself, Steph Curry. But Bones has the IQ, speed, and energy and plays with the confidence like he is the best player in the world, even though he's sharing the court with NIKOLA JOKIC. When Highland steps on the court, he plays with a different edge. Many don't know, but Bones Highland was never supposed to play basketball again after a life-changing event. Back in 2018, Bones Highland was in his room watching the Kansas vs Duke Elite 8 game, unaware that his house was engulfed in flames. It was to the point where Highland had no other choice but to jump from a 3-story window to save his life. Unfortunately, in that jump, his legs and knees took most of the damage as he tore his patella patella tendon, and doctors said after that fall he would never play basketball again. But on that day, not only did Highland lose his hoop dreams, but also lost his grandma and 2 little cousins in that devastating fire. What makes Highland special is that he used that pain he suffered in that situation to elevate himself as both a player and a person. He showed last year that he is instant offense coming off the Nuggets bench. Another player I'm going to be keeping my eyes on is Devin Reed, who also could be an X factor coming off the bench for the Nuggets alongside Highland. He spent 4 years at Miami University and has really struggled to find his role on the NBA team until last season, where he looked like he could be part of the Nuggets' future for a long time. He is a dynamic scorer and a tough shot maker. When given the opportunity, he can get you buckets. He averaged 50% from the field and 43% from 3 in 48 games with the Nuggets. I'm excited to see what they get from those 2 up-and-coming hoopers, but the Nuggets are locked in on winning from the front office to the players, as all those guys are just to surround possibly the best player in the world and most skilled center in NBA history, NIKOLA JOKIC. JOKIC has been playing elite level basketball for the last 3 years and has been able to get in the best shape of his career, which was the biggest critique about him. But he has proved when in good shape and has a healthy team around him, he is able to make it to the Western Conference Finals. I truly believe that this is the most talent that JOKIC has ever played with. Now, will they be able to beat the Warriors in a 7-game series? That's another story. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you think about the Denver Nuggets going into next season. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you on next video.